know from history and looking forward that the kart sport is the foundation of all things motorsport. This, I believe, is what people have been searching for a long time.
The immediate reaction is the performance, for sure.
It gives so much power, it's unbelievable.
You want that feeling of the engine noise, but when we start doing this, we really enjoy the silence to stand beside the track.
Now I hear the tires, how they work. I can really work together with the tires. I can hear the wind and the boost function on the kart. This they really love as well.
If it's a kart, it's a kart. If it's electrical or fuel, it doesn't matter. You know, once the helmet is on, the rest doesn't matter.
I think the way that Rotax have sort of really embraced this new technology, you know, you can really get an idea that Rotax sees this as a future technology, but also it's here now alongside with the internal combustion engines with the Rotax Max Evo engines.
Some of the questions that we get asked regularly is how the E20 lives at the racetrack. And we need to answer these questions of how you can do this at the track on a large volume. It's not as complicated as people think, it's just new ways of thinking and setting up at the track, and we can actually have a more sustainable future with these solutions.
I think then you need to look at the whole energy stream of basically solar energy, converting it to battery, so that you can basically charge on demand when you need it.
In Denmark, we're pretty lucky, especially with this track, because there's solar panel all around the track, and actually the whole power infrastructure is here, so it's a small investment.
It doesn't have to mean digging up the roadways, installing new cables and massive expensive infrastructure. You can do it in a very cost-effective and simple way when you think about it.
Also wir haben ein modernes Stromnetz hier und Rotax hat uns jetzt mitgeteilt, sie bringen ein neuartiges System, ein Batteriesystem, mit dem man alle Fahrzeuge laden kann, direkt vor Ort, innerhalb kürzester Zeit. Und völlig ausreichend. Also ich finde, das ist eine Möglichkeit, das Ganze irgendwie einfacher zu machen, und von dem her finde ich das ganz gut.
Wackersdorf, it's kind of the first track that I've seen that's kind of taken a really big sustainability route. They have most of the track running off a solar grid, so basically the sun is powering our go-karts.
At the moment we're running a huge battery instead of diesel generators.
It helps us with the peak demand of the power, and we're actually plugged into the normal power grid.
Es ist ein guter Weg für die Zukunft, weil man ja auch nicht weiß, was sich überhaupt ergibt. Die Politik ändert sich gerade, wir gehen neue Wege.
Initially, there's always this reluctance from the general public or the general public of karting, if you want to call it that. But we seem to be able to make our way through and have a very acceptable product for the future.
I always like to refer to basically the birth of the Rotax Max. When that came out, let's say the old school guys were always reluctant. But at a certain point you notice that people, especially new customers coming into the sport, they don't know anything else. And once they get used to the reliability, to the ease of use, nobody bothers about, let's say, the old school engines. It will take time to adapt, but I'm a firm believer.
I believe the E20 will really tick a lot of boxes that we've been searching for in the past and in the future.
We basically have the whole infrastructure where we provide the tents, we provide the carts, and people literally just arrive and drive.
They get full support from us. They only have to arrive with the toolbox, the race equipment. They can come into the team. We support them with data analysis, all the material and help that they need throughout the weekend.
Today, if you start karting, you need to have the money to pay for a mechanic to come every time to the track. Here, you just, if you have power on, you go.
The mechanic could be father like I am. You need not to hire anybody.
The atmosphere and the support is great. I mean, everything is clean, it's nice, it's very professional.
It's like a plug and play. You know, you just put the wires on and that's it.
The charging is super easy. When you come in from a session, you pop the fans on and that just helps cool the batteries down. And then charger on and takes about an hour. Yeah, so pretty much every hour you can be out on track.
One thing that's really evident with the E20 is the parity.
When you do it like this, similar format as the grand finals, then it's just the question of what can the driver do with the material that you get.
I think actually, like honestly, it's good because then it's more up to the drivers and not equipment. It doesn't matter how much you pay or how much you get a good deal or whatever.
So it's all about the driver. Of course, this is also a challenge for them because when you're a race driver, if you make a mistake, you often say it's the engine or something else. You don't have the chance here. You only have really to look at the data and see what you can do better.
I believe Rotax really is a strong company. It's a big company with a massive technical expertise in developing new concepts. If we don't look at this now, who knows what the future will hold.
I really think Rotax is on a really good winner here.
I think if there is one company that can do it, it's Rotax.
Aber ich finde, irgendjemand muss beginnen, ja. Und wenn es dann wirklich soweit ist, dann ist halt Rotax Nummer 1. Und ist ja eigentlich jetzt schon, ja.
For me, the E20 matters greatly because I see that the sport is under threat. We know that there's a massive community in motor racing as a whole that live from this. So from the business side, we want to secure the future from everybody. And also from the sporting side, I want to see this sport go on for a long time. I've been involved in this sport since I was a child and I don't want it to stop. And I would like to be a part of seeing this grow further for the future.